Hello, everyone. Jane here from Your Way Weight Loss. Hi, Alicia. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Wait, is it even a Monday when they listen to this? I mean, let's go. Yes, it is. Awesome.
Perfect.
Yes. But we are recording this just a little early. We're actually pretty much on top of things. Like our voice and our message is pretty not recent, but you get what the word I'm looking. What's the verb? Accurate. No.
Wasn't the word the other day I was listening to one of your maintenance lives and you couldn't find your word and I was like screaming it at you. Detox.
Oh, yes. What was I trying to talk about?
You were talking about your scale project experiment.
Okay. And why was I talking about detox? What was I trying to say?
Will you go through
detox?
withdrawals?
Okay, we withdrawals. Okay, yes. Oh my God, I love it.
Do you want to quickly just tell them what you're doing for September?
Sure, I definitely can. So when I was planning, and it's so good because we made note last podcast when we were doing our podcast, we made note that we wanted to do a podcast on our goals and like what we're kind of like, I don't know, trying to achieve not until the end of the year, but what kind of is our focus. I love, it's not like a goal. It's more like our focus. What am I focusing on?
100%.
Okay. I'm like so annoying when it comes to words and Jeff does not like it.
Oh, really?
Like that. Well, it's because I'm annoying. I'm like, I feel like we don't need to use that word. We could use this word. And he's like, shut up. Like he like hates it so much.
Oh my gosh. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. So I think he said something about like junk food or like something like that in front of Dia. And I was like, it's like, what does that even mean? Like, it's just like not food that like has a lot of nutrients, and you should have seen his face. Like, he's like, shut up. Like, you know what I mean? And then I'm like, but at the same time, I'm right. Okay. So
Jose 3, Jeff 7,065.
Okay. Anyways, so I've decided just for the month of September to experiment how I would feel, what my language would be, kind of like how I would react, behave if I did not get on the scale for the whole month. And why is this like such a big, I guess a big moment for me is because I've never done that in the past 20 years. I've never gone a full month without getting on the scale. And I am actually very much an advocate to get on the scale for anyone that wants to lose weight, because it's just not that same journey, not the same focus.
Yeah.
So, my focus in September is not weight loss. I didn't start September saying like, I want to lose weight. It's like I didn't know what I wanted, and I knew that was not it. Like those words didn't feel right to me. It's not what I like wanted to put out in the universe. What I wanted is I just want to go deeper into self-awareness with Jose, like knowing what she wants, creating that. Like, she's laughing because
how can she go deeper? How can she go deeper? But she's going to go deeper. I can't wait.
So it was almost like that gets me to, because I think I've reflected on everything that I could ever reflect on, because I reflect so much and I go so deep in the conversations with myself and how I feel in my happiness. And then I'm like, that would be next level for me. It's just knowing myself without that tool. How do I behave without the tool? How do I think without the tool? And also knowing that I'm at a certain place in my journey, in my mindset journey, to be able to not hide, not wait, not put it on the side because it might not go well. And I even said like, I might gain 10 pounds because of this. Like, I don't know. I'm like curious. I'm actually willing to just like see how I feel. And that you need to be confident. Like, you get what I mean?
Yeah. And we, like Jose said in her live, I do not recommend this. Like, let me try this first. Just because I'm doing this doesn't mean you should do this. And you are so uber connected with who you are and how you want to show up and how your body feels that, letting go of that tool, it is just an experiment to see. And Jose's on her maintenance journey. She's been on her maintenance journey for a couple of years now. So this is a different situation, but okay. Tell us, how's it going so far? Like, have you missed it at all?
Oh, this is fun. Okay. So I have two reflections already. It's been 2 days, just FYI. So I announced this on Friday. It is now Monday. So it was my first weekend without it.
Yeah.
So it was like basically my first Friday, first Saturday, first Sunday without getting on the scale. The first few things that I realized was how mature, like how I've matured so much, not just from like the past few years. Like let's go, I don't know, maybe 12, 15 years ago. Okay. So my journey, like I've been chasing this person for a very long time. So I want to go back to the person that, was maintaining a healthy weight,
Yeah.
but did not have the same relationship with the scale, did not have the same relationship with food, did not have the
Nope.
same mindset as I have today.
Nope.
Okay. So you could look a certain way and you can look healthy. You can lose the weight and keep it off, but it doesn't mean that you're living the same life 10 years later. So what I noticed was that in the past, and I knew this in the past, the minute I would take away the tool of the scale, my mind would go straight to like, well, you can eat because you're not getting on a scale. Like for sure, that has been my life. And it was like this time, it was not the opposite, but kind of like I saw myself like more be in tune of what you actually want because you don't know what it says. So I'm not relying. I have a different relationship with the scale than I had 12 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
going to. Like,
Yeah.
wow, what a difference. And also because I have a crazy memory, I can remember how I felt, what I thought, what I did 10 years ago.
How much
So
you weighed?
so how much I weighed? Absolutely. So I can
Literally, you guys, she has like this photographic memory that she could look at a photo of herself and she'd be like, I weighed 162.5 that day. It's
absolutely.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and it's not because of my obsession. It's just how my brain works,
No.
like.
Yes.
So I do remember how I felt. Like I still remember how I felt as a 13-year-old obese child. Like I still remember like in my skin and the thoughts I
Yeah.
had and like the things I ate. And like I still remember kind of that life. So of course, 10 years ago or 15 years ago doesn't seem that long to me. And even like after starting Your Weight Loss, I had my own journey of growing and maturing and creating those relationships. Creating strong relationships takes time,
Like a
years.
long time. And I mean, I was in your life at that point, and I do remember you weren't like you weren't a disaster, but I for sure see your relationship with food has evolved like a lot. Like you should be proud of that.
Yeah, so much has changed. And so I knew that part. And I'm like, if my relationship with food and my knowledge is at a very good place right now, and my inner, like, I know myself so much, is that enough for
Yeah.
me to keep the weight off? Like I
Yeah.
saw myself weighing myself this summer and not even caring what it
Yeah.
says. Like it's like I was getting on because of the habit and like stay connected and make sure, like, and I strongly believe that, but I'm like, what if? And again, this is an experiment. This is for 1 month. This is not for life. And I
Yeah.
get to reflect, and it brings me to a deeper place. And obviously
Uh,
I'm going to keep connected in another way. Like I'm going to be accountable in another way. Like
of
it's not like
course.
I'm not just
And
like letting go.
you're also at a point right now where you're just focused on happiness.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
you're focused on what is going to make me the happiest. And that's like a combination of feeling comfortable in your skin, showing up as who you are, fully enjoying experiences. You've really let go. And especially over the last like year of that like number that you really always wanted to be kind of thing, you've really let that go. So you're like willing to have a couple more pounds if that means that you're happier.
Yeah, no. And I'm sure
It's
like even with
beautiful.
our relationship, and I've been so open with you, like obviously I go even whatever I say to the members with you, I'm like even triple the annoyingness of how deep I go. But I'm sure even with you, you see a difference in like my goals and my focus. Like you've seen me be like, I want to weigh 142. I want to weigh 140 for my trip and whatever. And
Yeah.
like now it's like that's no longer my language, It's like it's no longer my main focus.
I mean, it's been a beautiful journey to watch you just go through it.
Oh, I love you so much.
Ah,
You know what? It's such a good segue
yeah,
to what we're talking about today, because segue, I like feel so smart when I say fancy words. Today's about stop hiding, stop waiting.
okay.
And we're talking about motivation. This is day 2 of Motivation Bootcamp, you guys. So hopefully you guys tuned in last week, because last week was our Motivation Bootcamp.
Yeah,
And we hosted it from Tuesday to Friday, every single day, talked about all the things. And we're using our podcast platform to review.
it's so nice to have a review.
It's so nice. And also recorded, easy to press play. You know what I mean? When the people need it.
Yep. And also, guys, this is our second boot camp. So we did calorie deficit boot camp. Those podcasts are, I think there's 4. Those are amazing as well. So go back and listen to the calorie deficit boot camp. Make sure you tune into the motivation boot camp. It's good.
It's good stuff. I mean, like everything else, right? We're just showing up
Yeah,
for you.
you are the least hider of all the hiders. So let's talk about hiding. Like, let's talk about what we mean when we say like stop hiding.
For me, hiding means you're actually there's a part where you need to be so self-aware to know this, but you're actually convincing yourself to take a different route and to not put yourself out, to not like have the difficult conversation. So like there are times where I'm like, I want to be the no hiding queen. Maybe that's my thing. I'd love to be like something queen, something, you know what I mean? Like, what are we? I want to be something like your favorite, like obviously in spin world, I'm like, your favorite spin instructor. I'm your favorite spin instructor. I truly believe that I am everyone's favorite spin instructor.
I,
If they've had me as a spin instructor in
okay.
Cheyenne. I'm the only one. I've been the only one for 10 years.
Okay.
So that's why I'm the favorite one. And I would label myself that. Everyone likes it. I'm their favorite one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny. Oh my God. Okay, wait. Okay. What? I'm like, do I have ADHD sometimes?
No, no,
No, it's not that kind.
no,
Okay.
no.
So let's say, I sometimes also don't want to get on the scale because I'm trying to convince myself, why would I get on? You just ate at 11:30 p.m. This is not proper data, blah, blah, blah. And then I would like in that moment, just 1, 2, 3, go, just get on, just like see it because like are you trying to convince yourself right now to like, and it's like, for me, it's mostly, really wanted what I've worked on in the past 3 months was working on my relationship with the scale on days that it's not the best. Like to see the gain of 4 or 5 pounds from one day to the other. I really worked on that for like and I really had a strong relationship with the scale already. So maybe that's why it went really smoothly. But I needed to stop hiding on Sunday morning and on, either Saturday morning if you drank on the Friday. I needed to stop doing that so that I could create more data in my brain of how my body works when I do those things. And when you stop hiding, that's when you can actually achieve and change your behavior.
Yes, absolutely. As you're talking, I'm thinking of certain situations that I've personally maybe hid from in the past, and I see it happening with people as well. And we're hiding. What happens too sometimes is you're hiding from others, but then you start hiding from yourself, and you almost start to convince yourself of a different reality. So I was sharing with the members a couple weeks ago that I had gained, I don't even really use that word, 4 pounds over 4-ish pounds over summer. And last summer, I would never have said that to them. I would have felt like I had to hide that from them. And I remember like getting dressed and thinking like, oh my gosh, are people going to notice? And now I'm just like, I had just had the conversation with Neil. I said, this like gained 5 pounds from my lowest this summer. Feel great about that. Like if you told me, look at what you did this summer, you get 5 pounds, that is a straight trade. Yes, please.
Straight trade.
So hiding if you've lost weight and gained some back, that is holding you back from going forward.
Yeah.
Another thing is hiding how on track you are. Not that we like those words, but just not, maybe that's not, it's just not being self-aware, but sometimes we have this perception of what we're actually doing versus what we're not, and we're hiding it from ourselves. We're convincing ourselves that we are making all these amazing healthy choices, and we're actually not. We're trying to hide it from others, and then we start hiding it from ourselves.
And then your brain convinces you.
100%.
That's what I kind of, and these are 2 great examples. Your brain convinces you to not get on and like, I'll wait till whatever. Your brain convinces you not to start or not to join or not whatever. And then you start believing what your brain convinces you of, and you're not having a moment to recognize that your current brain thoughts and behaviors are not aligning with what you want to accomplish.
And maybe you're frustrated because you're not losing weight, but it's because you're not as consistent. It is reported that we under not report because I don't want to say like tracking calories, but we think we're so much more consistent than we are. Like
Mm,
that is documented. That is fact. So then sometimes we're hiding from ourselves how consistent we are. Then we're frustrated we're not getting results, and then we lose motivation.
yeah.
Another thing is that you are the queen of not hiding is what you want. So, like, I drank a tablespoon of water yesterday. Like, you're not hiding that. You're like, it's just not a priority. Whereas other people are hiding from themselves almost what they actually want. And so they're so confused. They're not motivated because they're showing up in a way that isn't genuine to them.
And also, I think that like there's a little bit of the human behavior that when you're making the list of what you want, there's a little piece of that like is like what you think you want. Like,
Or
and
what
then
you
you
think you
should
should.
want, and then you're not recognizing that you never show up for that want. So you probably don't want. You know what I mean? Like, stop putting things on your list. So motivation comes from having the list, like having the list that is yours. And you're not recognizing that you're doing things that aren't you. But you're so like, no, this is who I want to be. But yet you keep, lack of a better word, failing at that list. So obviously, like that's not who you want it to be, but like it's like who you should want to be, you know?
And then you lose motivation.
Yeah.
But like motivation, guys, comes from the daily things, the small wins. It does not come from the results. It comes from because results take so long. So you need to be motivated by achieving, let's say, I'm going to drink a glass of water before my coffee every single day. If that's on your list and you achieve that, you're going to be like, yeah, that was good. I did that. The problem is when people put stuff on their list that they don't actually care about.
Yeah. And you need to know that I legit show up in the world and I'm like, it's not all perfect and planned. No, it's actually it's not, it's actually zero de même. That's why sometimes when I see it all like planned, I'm like, how will you know how you will feel on Friday? How do you know what you'll want for lunch on Friday? Now I understand that we need things in our fridge to be like, that's a part of being feeling like confident. It's like, okay, I have stuff ready for me in my fridge. But like, if you always have stuff ready for you in your fridge and you never eat it, like then there is no magic in preparing. Like for you, that is not your thing, you know? Maybe for your
Yes.
neighbor, it's their thing. Maybe for Alicia and I, because we prepare our salads, but we've been eating that salad and we love that salad and we can't wait for lunch tomorrow.
I can't
You
wait for
know,
lunch tomorrow.
exactly. So like, you
Um,
know,
and as we're talking, I'm really thinking of our topics from Choose Happiness. So
mm,
we just added some topics to our I don't know what we call it, our video program, our course that
right.
our members have access to,
Of
and
course.
it's all about choosing happiness. And the list of things are to stop shoulding, to your values, your preferences, your priorities, and every single thing on that daily list should be something you value for a reason other than weight loss.
Mm,
Like you have to value it other than weight loss. You have to prefer it. It has to be a priority in your life. So if you guys are listening to this and you feel like you're always losing motivation, maybe you're hiding from yourself what you actually want on that list. And maybe you're hiding from yourself how consistent you actually are with your choices.
yeah.
And maybe you're hiding from yourself how much weight you've gained in the last year. Or the last 6 months or the last month. Like, maybe it's time that we just sit with it.
Yeah. And for me, like, okay, let's say, and I did a live on the sneak peek group last night, and it was like, why you have not been able to keep the weight off. And it was really to tell them like, if you lost weight at one point and you did not keep it off and you gained it back, you at one point, whether it's right from the start or whether it's after you lost your weight, you engaged in behaviors that were not linked to keeping the weight off. Something happened. You behaved in a way that was not going to make you keep this weight off. So whether it's right from the beginning, you engaged in behaviors that do not align with who you are. So you right there, you knew that you weren't going to keep that weight off, or whether it's at the end, you like, honestly, and I even gave this example, you're a part of your weight loss and then you quit, you quit. You quit. I've lost the weight. I'm all fixed, whatever. And then you gain the weight back. That was the moment where you engaged in a behavior that did not align with keeping the weight off. And it was not the right time, or it was not the right time. There's proof you gained the weight back. So obviously there's like learning in this, but it really is so interesting to me how we're relying on a certain list, and the humans are struggling to let go and be themselves, Alicia. Like more and more, I'm noticing more and more, like we keep repeating the same message and we keep getting the eye rolling of like, if you could just be yourself, that would add so much value to your life. And chances are you will lose weight. Like chances are the just being you and not stressing about like, when should I drink water? Like that is a question of the day that's coming. And for me, the fact that a person was like, I'm going to write, does it matter when I drink water? I'm thinking, Piche, this person is like really like so
not confident, not sure of
yes,
themselves.
not sure. And like, I'm like, oh, imagine how they're doing things because they think they should. Imagine the list of shoulds they have in their head. So the 2 liters. And I was like, see, she thinks she needs to drink 2 liters right now. Does it need to be in the morning? If I drink it right before bed, does it matter? Like, I was like, oh my goodness. Like there's a lot here.
And you know what, with that, what if we told you that 4 a.m. is the perfect time to drink 2 liters of your water?
Yeah.
What if we told you that? Would you set your alarm for 2 a.m. and chug 2 liters of water? Like we need to I hope the answer is no. Some people would. If we told people that you would lose weight, if you woke up at 4 a.m, set your alarm, is that sustainable? Of course not. So people are losing sight of what they're willing to do consistently and just like, but what will give me weight loss?
Yeah, no. Oh,
who cares?
Yes, who cares? Yeah, no, I talked about that so much yesterday. I was like, basically, you just like, you're so vulnerable. You're so emotional.
Yes.
You're not reasoning. Zero raisonnement. Like you're not being rational. You're just like, whatever. I'm so in this like high emotional state right now that I just want results. And you're not thinking about the maintenance piece. And that's your first behavior that you engaged in that was not going to allow you to maintain. Oh man, you said something and I was like, oh, I had some good stuff in there, but there's too much to say here.
Go.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
The next piece that I ended the live with was, can we just please stop saying that if you lost weight 2 years ago, that it worked?
Yes.
Can we please, that is hiding. That's like, you've convinced your brain that had worked. It did not work. We're back here. That is not what you wanted. You wanted to lose weight and keep that off, and you did not accomplish that. And that's a hard conversation because you want to go back to, your brain is only allowing you one side of the story. And it's like, then you need another human to be like, there's this side as well. Remember that time you didn't keep that weight off? That did not work. Can we please stop saying that?
I am for sure willing to say that. Like it, yeah. Mm-hmm. And what happens too is your brain, humans like to know what is coming. We like to know what to expect. So if you're sitting and you're like, okay, I want to lose weight, and your brain goes back to the other 4 times that you've lost weight, you think, okay, I know what it would be like to do this diet. I know what it would feel like to do that. So you opt for that because that's comfortable because you've done it before. And we say this all the time. When you join Your Way Weight Loss, we're not challenging you to do this really hard thing called weight loss. We're challenging you to do weight loss differently.
Yeah.
Don't you want different? Don't we want different results than the other 75 times we tried to lose weight?
Absolutely. And like, we legit want this for everyone. And whether it's your weight loss or you just working on yourself at home, like our intentions are like, so like, we just want the world to be a happier place. And we want the world to know that they can. We want to give them hope. And like, I've had such good conversations, even with past Your Weight Loss members that were very successful with weight loss, but then gained it back. And they reach out to me and they're like, it's the only program that worked. And I was so honest. I'm like, but it didn't. because you didn't keep this weight off. So you need to understand that at one point when you decided like, oh, I'm going to stop now, or, oh, you did not get the mindset shift that was needed to keep this weight off. So at the end of the day, it didn't work. There was something that was missing. I like to just be honest. I like to just be transparent. Like,
look at her not hiding, you guys. Look at her
not
not
hiding.
hiding.
That's my jam.
It
I
is
just
your
like
jam.
don't like to like pretend like everything's perfect. No, like at one point you're still a human doing human behaviors, and like there's only so much that a program can do. Like at the end of the day, if you end up you lost weight, you gained it back, you did something, you behaved in a way that did not make you keep the weight off. That's it. So you have to go deep and say like, okay, how, when, where, why, you know? Oh my God.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's all I have to, we've said it all. Like
We've said it all. Stop hiding.
And we've talked a lot in the past about self-awareness, and a lot of like, that's very much linked to hiding. And it's just important that we look at it from a lens of without emotions. Weight loss is so personal and it gets to be so emotional, and our emotions cloud the reality. And so that's why it's important we sometimes look at things from a lens of just facts.
And we believe in not hiding so much and self-awareness so much that our whole program is about that. Our whole program is designed for you to know more about yourself, because we believe in that so much, in the power of weight loss and maintenance, that we're like, that's what we do. Like we're like a self-awareness program. Like that's basically what we are. So
Yep.
that and the byproduct of your weight loss is weight loss and maintenance. So like that's we don't say
happiness.
And happiness, exactly, because we help them not hide. We show them how. We like actually create tools to allow people to know themselves more so that they can actually create the life they want. Yeah. Okay. I think it's great. Okay, you guys. So follow us everywhere. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this whole like not hiding. I feel like it makes, just so you know, you guys, it's the best gift you could give yourself.
I agree.
Like it's so like refreshing. It's uncomfortable, but just say it, just do it. Just say, I gained 50 pounds last year. You know what I mean? Like
say it.
It just like, it feels like, okay, now the world knows and I can decide how I want to move on. And it's also like, but before you can say to the world, I've gained 50 pounds, or I've gained my weight back, you need to tell yourself you gained your weight back. So sometimes like your brain has convinced you that you've stayed the same, and like you haven't stayed the same, I've had people say that, like, I'm staying about the same. And I'm like, we're up 5 pounds. Are we going to just say we're up 5 pounds? Like, and that's okay. You could totally be okay with gaining 5 pounds. Like you were for this summer. I was as well. But like, you can't just be like, I'm staying the same because that like makes you feel better. Do you believe that? Or is that just the message you're putting out there? And then, so it starts with you. What do you believe? What do you think?
And I must say, from someone who is creeping into the not hiding zone a little bit, the first time you do it, it opens it up and makes it easier for the next time. And the time that you're honest with your friends about how you're feeling about a certain situation, or, what you actually want, it's easy. You realize no one cares really. And it's actually
no one dies.
No one cares.
No one cares.
No one dies.
No.
And then the next time it's easier to show up as genuinely yourself and to not be hiding. And that is when like happiness comes, when you are being yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And tons of people aren't, like, society's struggling with being themselves.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Struggling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Struggling. Okay, everyone. Great conversation. Follow us everywhere. Like us. Tell your friends about us. You know what to do. Okay. Bye, Leash.
Bye.